It is Sunday morning, March 23rd. We were away yesterday, didn't see what they got accomplished, so let's do a quick walkthrough and see where they're at. As you can see, the old shop is now completely gone. If I stand back here closer to the road, you start to get an idea of the new shop and how everything's gonna look. We have sand here, we have gravel. We're obviously going to be pouring concrete here in the front, as well as taking the old building down. They dug the holes here. Actually, it looks like they must have been here for a little bit this morning, because I came by here late yesterday and these were not poured. So they poured the base pad for the 3 posts and then gone away for the day. That's a good move actually, because now tomorrow they can come in with the cages, put them in, and do the next pour already. So that's nice to see actually. So I guess they didn't take the full day off, but they did enough so that they can keep going when they do come back. If I go inside the shop and I look in here, I can see the painter has been hard at it. If I check it out here, yes, it looks as though the whole front shop area has been primed and has 1 coat of paint on it, ceiling and walls. So that's nice, that's good. Once it's skimmed and the first coat on, that's a big part. The second coat certainly won't take as long. And then after that, I'm assuming we can start to look at tile in here, or they will start to put tile in. If I come back here and I check, yes, it looks as though all of these walls here they're all primed as well. Kitchen here, is that primed? Yes. If you're wondering why they didn't do the bottom portion here, because that will be cabinets and tiling. The bathrooms are not done, as that's all tile, but the ceilings are primed and ready to go. Bedroom is done. As I mentioned, the living room is done. Bedroom number 2 is done. And if I look out here in the parking, you can see that it has been skim coated, but it has not been primed yet, and the ceiling's not been primed either. So if we probably have to walk around front to get back outside again. It's a little bit tough to get out through there, so go out front and let's check and see what the exterior looks like today. But as you can see, the shop being further back, there'll be 4 meters on the front. Lots of good parking now. And as I mentioned once before, it's good to be back because the old shop actually encroached slightly on the road allowance, and if they ever decide to widen this road, we would have a problem. Now that won't be an issue. See if I can make my way around to the back here without breaking my neck. Okay, if I look at the east side, oh, I see they have the trim on around the windows. That's like a concrete casing. See, they've done it along the bottom, along the top, and around the one window. I can't imagine how they're going to do it around the round window, so I don't imagine that's going to get one. They've done around the kitchen window, the other living room window, and the doorway has been done. Across the back, they've done it as well. And across the back, we have the top portion all painted. Now the trim is up, so Be a matter of skim coating and painting below that. See, the macro's still sitting here. I'm not sure what they'll be using that for now that they have the holes dug. Maybe just didn't get around to taking it away. Come around to the east side. The trim is on the top. The windows are not done. That window is not done on the back. And there's more to do along there. So I imagine one more day to finish that. And they have started to skim coat the wall on this side. So the skim coating is now starting on the outside. Most of the priming is done on the inside. So it's moving along nicely. The top is all done on the east side. So looking forward to seeing how this is coming together. It's really coming together nicely. So let's leave it there and we'll check again with you later. I guess I was wrong this morning. They don't have the day off. I guess they were over at the boss's house and they were making up the beams and the steel for the post. So they've now come back and they have set the bottom cages and the posts in them and poured another round of concrete, as you can see. So now what they're doing is they're lowering down the casing here. It's down right down to the bottom and let it harden up, and now starting to work on the beam portion. Oh, it's hot this afternoon and there's no break from the sun out here, so hopefully it's not too hot for them, but we'll leave them at it and probably check again later, see how they made out with things. Well, so much for thinking nothing was going to happen on Sunday. They sure blew that one out of the water. We were here pretty much all afternoon, and once they came back, they poured the all of the concrete below ground, filled the casing, filled back into the top of the casings. Then they had the steel brought here earlier for the beams. 4 of the 5, they had to build one more. I think you can see them if you look in here. These forms are not set yet, so they'll get set tomorrow. They've set the outside, but not the inside. So those are all ready. Brought in 3 truckloads of dirt, leveled this out some more, built it up a bit. Then they came back with the forms, and now all of the steel is done for the beams. And the form work is will be completed tomorrow morning. I'm guessing by about 10 o'clock they'll probably have this all of these beams poured. Get them poured tomorrow, Monday the 24th, I believe it'll be. And then we're looking at on Tuesday, he says he's gonna pour the posts. I'm not sure exactly when the floor, but once the floor and the posts are done, then the steel that inside there will be used and they'll build the front roof here. So it's coming together. Once you get this poured and stuff, then can really start to move ahead on the front part. And as I mentioned earlier, the interior is coming along nicely. So I think we'll be back again tomorrow and see what they're up to. Monday, March 24th. Things are busy again today. It's just nuts. They're not slowing down at all with this project, which is amazing. It's great because, like I say, the daughter want to try to get this thing open in 2 weeks. We want her only to be closed for 2 weeks. She's now been closed for 2 days. So see how it goes from there. So let's check on and see what's happening. I noticed here they're digging a trench here, and this is where the drainage pipes are for the main ditch along here. It goes through here, so they will access the drains from the washing machines will go direct into that. So they're hammered through the concrete, they're digging that out. They can see, if I look back here, I can see drainage pipe. Sorry for the noise, it's the traffic, but it's lousy when you're doing a video, but it's great when you're selling from a shop if you're on a busy road. So it's the way it is. So I look back here. Yes, we do have the drains to deal with that for the water from the washing machines. And my video yesterday you saw where they had started to frame for the beams for the front section of the shop. Well, those were obviously completed and the concrete was poured. That as I expected, that would have got done first thing this morning. And now I see frames in the truck, and that would be for these 3 posts right there. He's got 6 frames there, so he's just doing his measuring and checking, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe those will get framed and probably get poured towards the end of the day. So looking good. And if nothing's really changed inside the shop, so we'll go around the outside and show you what's changed since we last talked. And as you can see, they've started to skim coat the west wall here, and it's being sanded as fast as it's being skim coated, which is great. The trim along top and bottom, I think you saw that, and around the window was done yesterday. Since then, they've added more trim around the posts and the parking to allow for brick and tile. The window from the kitchen is now done. The window from the bedroom, or from the living space, and the back door, the frame around that is done. I go around back here. As before, the soffits and top painting was completed on the back side. He's now working on the west side. We have the trim completed on this wall now. The windows are done along the bottom. And I think last time I looked on the east side here, the trim was partially done. And if I look now, I see the crew here. They're finishing up the trim around these 3 windows. The skim coat's been done on the bottom half. With the scaffolding being here, I wouldn't be surprised if once the sun moves over to the other side of the building that he comes over here and completes the skim coat on this side of the building. So the interior is all skim coated and primed. The exterior is, they're still working on the skim coating. Once that's done, I'm assuming it will all be primed. Then we'll be ready for finished coats of paint. And like I said in front here, once these posts are poured, then we get the roofing guys back and they will build the roof over the front portion. So it's coming together. It is end of day, Monday, March 24th. Let's see, the crew just left. Let's see what they got done here today, or follow up on what we looked at earlier. When we were here earlier, we saw they had a trench dug here to run the drain for the water for the washing machines out here to the town system, or the system along the road. That appears to be done and filled back in, so that's nice. I have also, they have put the forms up for the posts and poured the posts. So I see the drain is here. It's not hooked up at this end, but it runs through. The posts have been formed, the wire extended, and they are now poured. They took the forms off the inside. They left the outside on for another day, and they have filled the dirt in here in preparation of packing it down tomorrow and then pouring the floor. They've packed it down some. They've added a bit of water to sink it down. So tomorrow they will continue to work on that. And nothing's been done inside. So let's take a peek over here. They were working on rendering on the east side of the shop this morning, or at lunchtime. And I see here now they've got another chunk done. They've got the top half done on half the build, a little more than half the building, so that's nice. So he's got this piece here yet to render. As I mentioned earlier, the trim is all completed. It's been tidied up on the joints and stuff. So see if anything else has happened back here. Here we've started the skim coating. If I call that rendering over there, but that's the skim coating. Pardon me if I call it rendering, it's skim coating. The skim coating's been done on the bottom half of this wall. So they're moving along nicely on that. So it's coming together. So I think we'll probably check with them again tomorrow, since we know they'll be back. They're going to be working on the concrete floor in the front, and then from what I understand, once that is poured and once that hardens enough, then the roofing guys come back and they will build the roof for the front portion of the shop. So it's coming along nicely. So we'll check in again tomorrow. Tuesday, March 25th, end of day. They poured the concrete on the front portion of the shop. Looks great. They must have worked hard today to get that done. The posts are done, that's done. So now, from what I understand, the roofing guys are coming back tomorrow to do the steel for the front portion on the shop here. So that'll really start to give you a finished look at how things look. Wednesday, March 26th. As we talked about earlier, they're starting the roof on the front today. I see the steel workers are here. They're doubling up. Excuse me. Pardon the traffic noise. Try to back away a bit. They're doubling up the steel for the perimeter beam, cutting out the siding so they're able to weld direct to the steel. Probably put a frame around the bottom part first and then build up from there. So we got to go with the kids. We have to go with the kids to pick out toilet sinks and stuff, so we'll do that and check later. Well, it's a big difference from this morning. The guys came to build the roof on the front segment, and they did that. They finished, and they just left. It's done. They had the metal and everything with them. This is great. So now that's done. So now, as you see, the shop, plus we have 4 meters by 12 meters across the front, another 48 square meters. I think we have 108 in here, so 150 square meters, up from about, well, it more than doubled from what it was before. So I guess I'll have to finish underneath here to keep the birds out, but from what I understand, this side here, this wall here will get filled in with brick, same, so it looks like this. On the other side, they're going to do some brick and then some glass block near the top to get some more light in. And then the front will be a couple of big roller doors. This whole wall here will be glass. This tile will run throughout. Thursday, March 27th. Where are we at today? Things are looking good. the cleaned up a lot of the garbage and stuff out of the main part of the shop here, and they've started the 2 side walls on the front extension. And the plan when we left was to try to use some of the existing roll-up doors from the front, and they built a frame in the front there for the one, and when I saw how small it was and to do the same in the other side, I thought, no, this is not good. It's going to close the front way too much. So we made the decision to purchase new roll-up doors for the front, which will come right across the full front. So that's the new plan. So today they're going to continue building these side walls. They'll build them up to the height where they need to do the beam. And then looks as though they're starting on they will start on building a beam across the front above the door openings. So they got work to do there, so I imagine this is going to take them, I think we've got a couple days work today, tomorrow, and possibly the day after, working on the brickwork on the front. According to the builder, we could start tiling at any point in time, so I think they want to get a bit of that done first. Then I think we're going to start to see some tiles go down in the shop here. So it's coming along. Friday, March 28th, end of day. Let's see what they've done. Looks like a lot. Yesterday, you'll notice that we had the posts up, and they were going to start doing, they had done the beams. I think at my last video, or my last clip, we had the beam poured across the front here, and there was no brick above it. And we had brick done up to this beam on this side, and this beam on this side, which you can't really see, it's right behind the scaffold. Well, since then, they filled in the remainder of the brick on this side, on the top. They did above the beam, right across the front, put in the glass block, and did the remainder of the brick on this side. It's looking good. So now, the next stage on the front part here will be to render these 1, 2, 3 walls. What else is new? Well, the electrician was here. We now have plug switches. You can see them or not, but they're light, but we have lights throughout the shop. Originally they had it drawn to put fluorescent tubes in, but it just looked too old and didn't look right. So went with pot lights everywhere. I think LED pot lights are way nicer than certainly neon fluorescent tubes. So, and as you can see, they put in a lot of them. Put in a lot. But what else? Okay, we've got our pot lights in here. We've got them in the parking. They're in the back. In here. Oh, and even have a center light fixture in there. And what about the other bedroom? Oh, yes, I see we have a center light fixture there as well. So, and to tie it all together, he's put in the electrical panel. Looking good. That's done too. So now that's all we got for today, but I believe tomorrow we'll be rendering on the front part of the shop. Saturday, March 29th. The crew just left. End of day, so let's see what we got done today. At the end of yesterday, they had just finished the brickwork across the front and down the 2 side walls of the front part. Today, they got all of the corner work done, which is a slow process, takes time, and they got this west side wall rendered inside and out. So that looks real nice.